The whole rhetoric was, this community is just too poor. It doesn't have the resources to support itself to be a city.
When we first got here, there was multiple shootings.
That was kind of typical of what people thought of the city, that just couldn't govern themselves.
I believe that the citizens made it very clear their feelings, and overwhelmingly everywhere that we went, they said, we're tired, it's time.
It's a traditional area of working class people that felt that they had been neglected for years and years and years, and who came together to try to make something better of their lives. The feeling here was that they never received the services they believed they should get. All their infrastructure, their parks and their roads were deteriorating, and yet year after year they paid taxes. So finally a group of them came together and thought that, looked around and said, who are the people that have things that are nice? It's the cities. And so they came together and formed a city.
There was this big push to incorporate in like 1995. Got involved and got, a lot of knowledge about it, understood it, and said, like, this is the thing for my community. I got my colleagues to, let's agree to have a strategic planning session. We brought in a professional to do it with us. And what that said was, we wanted to see where are we, where do we want to go, and who do we want to be, and how we're going to get there. And we did it out for like 5 years. And believe me, by the time we got into like the 2.5 to 3 years, we had accomplished most of the things that was in that strategic plan.
The county was charging us outrageous rates for providing services to us. We went out and hired private companies to quickly come in and take over from the county at a significant savings of what we were having to pay the county. I think, the people here were willing to pay taxes, but they wanted to see something for them.
Each person here in this city has a role to play. Most of the people here are professionals in the sense that they are professionals in a specific area. And because of that, we hire them to actually do that job here and to do a great job.
The area that we're headed to now is the east side of Miami Gardens, and this area basically has been known for robberies and a lot of vehicle burglaries.
We did a feasibility study and decided that we could hire our own police department for the same rate that we were paying the county.
By creating our own police department, you would have a more personalized touch. I mean, we had thousands of applicants to put in, so we got the best 154 that we could find. I think we're adding another 30 within the next month or so.
We have the streets saturated now with a lot of police cars, a lot of police officers on at all times, and I think the criminals said, hey, wait a minute, when somebody called, they're coming.
My commitment has always been to provide community service, and so I try to instill that in my staff and then break it down all the way to the lower officers. And it has worked, and also to get the community to buy into the police department, because that's something that's unheralded. Historically, when you look at African American communities, they basically tend to shy away from the police department.
I'm just proud of the job that you all do. I see you guys when I'm out on the road, and I see you guys with criminals, putting them in your cars and stuff like that. I say, that's our police department. They doing their job they was hired to do.
I believe that the support of a community makes all the difference in proactive policing. And if you have a residents that don't want to talk to you, if you have residents that don't feel like they can trust the police department or don't feel like they want to partner with you, you're never going to be able to effectively solve crime. And I think we're changing that in the community.
For them, because if we didn't have the policemen and women, what would we do? How would we live?
Thank you.
For the next 5 years, I think we are now stabilized. We've got all our departments in-house. Most of our development is going to be redevelopment. We've had several shopping centers already bought up and torn down and redevelopment take place. We're trying to change our housing stock some, get more variety in that. We have one of the lowest tax rates in the county, certainly the lowest of any major city. We're finding a lot of people that used to live here, business people, who moved out west to get larger homes are now coming back and making the city their residence. And that's kind of exciting when people come home.
People like what we're doing. They feel a part of it, and they have taken ownership of this city, which is very, very important. They are happy. They're proud to tell me, I go away, Mayor, and I tell people, I live in the city of Miami Gardens. Now, when your residents tell you that, and they are out bragging about where they live, you know that you're kind of onto something in the right direction.